And we are live, gaming family. Welcome back to another interview from the gamer section. I again am your host, LVG of LVG Gaming EXP. And today we are speaking with Tyler from Temper Studio. Tyler, say what's up to everyone, man.
Hey everyone, how you doing? I'm Tyler. Nice to meet you.
So, Tyler, again, you said you are speaking to us all the way from the UK, right?
Yep.
Hey, man, well, we appreciate you taking your time. I know you said it's late over there, man. We'll try to get this done as quick as possible so you can get some sleep, man, and work on your game.
Sure, yeah, no problem.
All right, cool. So, Tyler, if you don't mind, man, give us a little bit more information about you. Like, what are your favorite games, hobbies, anime, things of that nature?
So, I mean, I've loved games since I was a kid. I'm a big fan of kind of the classics like Mario 64. Depends how old you are. Depends on what you define as a classic. But
Right.
I grew up with a Nintendo 64, so Mario 64, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask were kind of my foundational games, and have kind of formed as an inspiration or a base that I've designed my games off of. And then I moved to GameCube and played Mario Sunshine, Time Splitters, games like that, and then moved to the PC and kind of stayed with the PC until now, and really just played all sorts of stuff. Yeah, nothing genre specific. I kind of just enjoy most games. Yeah.
Just gaming as a whole, nothing specific. I like that. That's good. Yeah, I got my PC, I think, last year, and I have not went back. I mean, I have a PS5, Switch, and whatnot, but my PC takes up all my time, basically.
Oh yeah, I mean it's the best. It's the best platform, I think. But I mean, I had a PS3.
Yeah.
I still enjoy like console games. There's something about sitting at a sofa that's better than sitting at a desktop.
Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, when I just checked out the PC platform, I was like, wait a minute, all these games are on here? Are you serious? What is this? And then games that I saw I never played, I was like, what? This is on here? What? Let me play this. And I'm like, man, this is getting expensive. I need to stop buying parts for this. I gotta pay bills. I gotta slow down.
That's the part they don't tell you. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't appreciate that when I bought it. They should have warned me. So you like anime or anything, man? Any shows you're watching? Anything like that?
I can't say I am the biggest anime. I've seen like Cowboy Bebop and but I wouldn't say that's the biggest anime fan thing. If you know what I mean? Yeah, Cowboy Bebop, Space Dandy.
Space Dandy.
I've seen.
Wow, okay.
I mean, Studio Ghibli is pretty mainstream for me. Yeah, I don't know much about anime.
No, that's no problem at all. So believe it or not, some people don't even know about Studio Ghibli, so that's kind of shocking to me. But the fact that you know it, man, that's cool. I like that. What else was I going to ask you? Matter of fact, let's just get straight into the game. So please, if you don't mind, tell us about your game.
Sure. Yeah. So I made a game called Blinded by Fear. It's a horror game. It's a first-person horror game, and it has kind of a unique mechanic in that you can't see anything, and you have to use LiDAR to see, which is kind of an emerging subgenre in the horror genre. Okay. So LiDAR is quite hard to explain, but there was a game that came out a few years ago called Scanner Somber, where essentially to traverse the world you have to scan, and little dots, you fire off like rays, and then little dots kind of appear in the world and kind of give you an impression of what you're seeing. So it's that concept essentially, but with a kind of horror edge and story that you have to uncover as you go.
Okay. So yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, it's like a puzzle game as well.
Okay. So what made you take this route of this game, if you don't mind me asking?
So I wanted to make a game so I've always been trying to make games like my whole life. I basically quit my job about 8 months ago and just decided that I'm just going to spend the next 6 months making a game. It doesn't matter if it does well or anything. I just want to make a game and sell it. And originally I wanted to do kind of a painting game where you kind of painted your surroundings. Have you heard of the Unfinished Swan? It's a very similar game.
Unfinished Swan. I don't think I have. No.
You kind of paint basically the environment and then traverse through it. So I wanted to make a game that's quite similar to that. But then I saw on YouTube all these LiDAR concepts. I think it was on Gary's mod where they had this LiDAR mechanic, which was taken from Scanner Somber, and it kind of fit with what I was doing. So I kind of took that and then basically tried to make some semblance of a game.
Okay. I need to try. What's that game called again? I might need to look that up just to get a head start for your game, because you said your game's going to be scary, and I'm not really good at horror games, man.
So the original game is called Scanner Somber, which was made a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite a hard concept to describe. You have to kind of see what it looks like, and then you'll get it.
Okay.
But my game it's horror, but it's very light horror, I would say. It's not like jump scare horror. It has horror elements. I found it quite difficult to make a horror game because I don't there's a big horror indie boom, I think, at the moment. Yeah. And I at the time hadn't played that many of them, so I didn't really have a good understanding of what the indie horror space looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So my game's more, it's not really much like an indie horror game. It's more kind of a slower burn, less jump scary, more. I really tried to work on the atmosphere of the game.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say that. Is it basically more ambiance than anything?
Yeah.
The fear of the unknown. Okay.
There are some scares, so
yeah,
you should watch out for those.
Oh, thanks for the heads up. I appreciate that. So you will be scared. No, that's all fine. So, oh my goodness. You quit your job to make this game. First of all, congratulations for going out for it, man, and trying to chase your dreams, man. I respect that. I respect that. So I understand you said your motivation behind the game. So what engine are you using to make this game?
So the part of the motivation to do the game was to write it all from scratch as well. So the whole thing is a custom engine built from the ground up. Okay. Because that's my primary profession is as a programmer. So I'd done a bunch of work in the software industry unrelated to games, and then decided to, since games had always been my driving force to learn programming, I thought I should probably apply it and make a game. And so the whole thing is a custom engine.
Oh, custom. So you built the engine from the ground up and said, all right, boom, this is good enough.
Yeah.
Let's make a game.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's pretty cool, man. Actually, that's wow. I haven't heard that one before. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that. So how long have you been working on the game? You said the past 6 months?
Yeah, I had enough fun, like savings, to do it in 6 months. So it was kind of a hard limit. So yeah, I basically crunched for 6 months to write from scratch, which sounds bad, but I mean, I enjoyed it. So, and I think the game's pretty good.
No, I mean, it doesn't sound bad. I mean, like you said, it's your first game, right? So, I mean, the fact that you're proud of what you did, where you came from, I respect the heck out of that. Like I said, man, goodness. So how do you organize your tasks or your projects, if you don't mind me asking?
So I think so I'm a solo dev as well. So it's just me working on the project. So to some extent, I don't have to do much kind of scheduling or managing, because I know what I need to work on next, and I don't need to communicate it to anyone, which means you can move quite fast, because you can just get up and work on what you need to work on. But figuring out what you need to work on is actually quite hard. Yeah. I don't really know how I figured out what to work on, if that makes sense. You just kind of know when you're doing it. Yeah. There's a lot of, I think a lot of it involves kind of being honest with yourself and figuring out, normally the task you need to do is the one you don't want to do.
Oh man, I know the feeling of that.
Yeah.
That hit my heart, man. Oh my God, I totally understand. Wow.
So force yourself, if you know deep down that you need to do that thing, so you force yourself to do it, and you just do that basically over and over again until you have nothing left to do.
Yeah, right. Okay. So with making this project, what's the most difficult thing you've had to do so far?
So, God, there's a lot.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what the most difficult one. I think probably the most difficult is the marketing side of things, because I knew. So you see, there's a lot of advice online about indie devs and market. Like, at the moment, the industry is really competitive, so you really have to get your marketing right, which I think I've probably failed at, because it's really hard, because it's very difficult. I underestimated how hard marketing is and how hard it is to actually make a splash. So that's probably the hardest thing. But there's so many hard parts. I don't know, the whole thing, really.
He said the whole thing was just a whole pain, but I mean, the fact that you're still sticking with it, man. Like I said, I'm going to keep saying it. I appreciate the heck of what you're doing, man. I really respect what you're doing, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Cool. No problem, man. So, I guess, what made you just wake up one morning and was like, "Screw this job, I quit. I'm going to make this game." Like, how did that come across? How did that just pop up in your head? You know what I mean? Like, take me through the steps of that.
Yeah. I think I always wanted to make games.
Yeah.
And I always have been making games as a hobby. And I think in terms of to do my own thing as well, just in terms of work, like I wanted to do my own business or something like that, or do freelance work. And so I think it just kind of made sense to me at that time to just pursue this one thing, because I know games, and I knew I could make one, so I thought, why not? And also, I wasn't enjoying where I was working, so that is also part of it.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, and I managed to. Well, I initially had to save a bunch of money, so I did have to. Yeah, I worked for a few years, not with the purpose to make a game, but I kind of knew that I needed some money to, if I was going to start my own thing, I needed some money. So yeah, I kind of had to grind a little bit.
So you just planned it all out and just came into work one day and said, "Oh, they don't know, I'm about to quit today."
I wish it was like that. So, but there was a lot of uncertainty. I think a lot more. Yeah. Oh, this is the worst decision I've ever made in my life, kind of feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand where you're coming from. But at the same time, it's like you never know until you try it.
Exactly. Yeah.
This may go completely the other direction. Like, holy crap, this actually worked. And I mean, with you going the route that you're going to, I see a lot of, a lot of gamers, period, kind of like the style of games that you're doing, just looking at your page and seeing everything that's going on. So, I mean, I can definitely see this being played, you know what I mean? Maybe even becoming a small little classic in the indie section. I mean, that's my prediction. I can definitely see that.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
No problem. No, definitely, man. Just keep grinding it out, man. Do what you got to do. So what's the length of the game? What can we be looking at in terms of that? Like, how long would be the game? How long is the game? Excuse me.
So the game, it's around 2 to 4 hours.
Okay.
It depends. If you really like exploring, it's probably about 4.5 hours, I think.
Okay.
It's like it's a linear game, so yeah. But there's got open areas in, so there's room to explore. And there's a story which you have to uncover via exploration and kind of reading notes and
jump
things on
scares.
computers. And there is, I think there's one jump scare. I think
That's one too many. One too many.
Yeah.
One too many. I don't do jump scares well. Like it might trigger my asthma or something, man. Oh my god.
I don't want to be liable for killing people accidentally. Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good, man. So when can we expect this game to be released?
So the game is out already.
Okay.
Yeah, it came out end of January.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a demo as well that has the first level. So I recommend playing that.
Mm-hmm.
Just to get a taste of the game.
Definitely, man. All right. Well, I definitely appreciate. I can't talk. Oh my goodness. I definitely appreciate you taking your time out to come talk with us, man. Let everybody know where they can find you at your social media platform, tags, whatever. Let everybody know where they can find you at.
Yeah. So I'm on YouTube. I think I'm called Temper Studios on YouTube. Okay. I think, or Temper something. That's not very informative. And then on Twitter, I am called Temper and then some random number. Okay. So you can tell I'm really good at marketing right now.
You're good, man.
Temper 42604. Yeah. Just type in Temper, or just go to the Blinded by Fear on Steam, and then you will find links to my YouTube and my Twitter.
All right.
And my Discord. I've got a Discord channel as well.
Okay. So we can find you darn near all over the place. Just gonna make sure you put in Temper, and you should pop up.
I'm also on TikTok as well.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to add in?
I think that's it.
Right. All right. Well, again, man, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come hang out with us, man. Again, this is LVG of the Gamer Section with another interview. We're out. Peace and love. You guys be safe out there.